This request might not make any sense, but what anime do you recommend to someone who hates anime? And this is a perfect example of someone who should never be considered, catered to, or aimed to please. They will be the death of whatever you create, destroying the pure fandom you've garnered, and when what you have built has burned down, they'll just hop on to the next fandom to ride out. I want to give a quick thank you to everyone who's been enjoying these videos I create. To some, my opinions can be controversial, I understand, but to others can be encouraging, like, finally, someone said it. You guys join my live streams, always having a good time, full of laughs, fun, and enjoying the heavies. Fernable looking right. Golly, back to back. Yo, dye her hair purple, give her like a staff, then we good.
Hell yes.
And to me, it's a relief that there are other sane people out here, fans who just want to enjoy their entertainment, who still value escapism, wanting their hobbies to be left alone from those who seek to destroy them. So for this video, I want to make it clear who these videos are actually for. First, they're not for those who aggressively disagree with me, who suffer from delusion when it comes to simple things like not being able to distinguish between fiction and reality. For me, that's a non-starter and indicator that this person is too far gone. This isn't the 90s, 2000s, or any previous era where a mature conversation can be had with these folks. I truly believe we're in a post-debate era full of overgrown adult toddlers who lack any critical thinking. These people can't be reasoned with, talked to, and will actually put your life at risk if you dare think otherwise. The type of mindset I realized over the years through trial and error I can't interact with. As Jay-Z stated, a wise man once said, don't argue with fools because people from a distance can't tell who is who.
A wise man told me don't argue with fools because people from a distance can't tell who is who.
To me, these people are a lost cause. Now, sometimes they pop up in my comment section saying things like, gatekeeping is bad, global audience good, anime was always mainstream. The type of responses I don't even bother with. Because if you still hold that viewpoint in current day, despite the many franchises that have rotted away, causing countless fandoms to suffer, then there's no convincing you. I'm not going to waste my time. People defending corrupt localizers, cool with them butchering someone else's work. And if you dare notice and speak on it, they ask, why do you care? It's such a non-issue. It was just one line. Stop freaking out about it, making you seem like the bad one for defending one's work. These same people support censorship, hate fan service, shout out Tamaki and Okubo for doubling down on the critics, always saying it's unnecessary, it needs to be done right, which in their mind means don't do it at all. They hate beautiful women characters, period, supporting the uglification and swapping of characters from the original source with their logic being, who cares, it's just a side character, no one knows anyways. Lacking any type of foresight, as if they never heard the saying, give them an inch, they take a mile, which damn near plays out on a daily basis nowadays. Again, these people are a lost cause. But I will tell you who my videos are for. The new and upcoming creators and studios being formed to help dodge the landmines that so many classic creators and half-century-old studios have fell into, destroying classic IPs by catering to the non-fans and prioritizing normies, taking activist advice over listening to their core base. Always say that while yes, with normies comes growth and more money, but not sustainability. They come and go with fragile interests, always looking for the next thing to get into, while the hardcore dedicated fans comes with commitment and leads to longevity. Always like to use Shift Up, a new South Korean game studio that made Stellar Blade as an example, despite the many smear campaigns from IGN and mainstream outlets calling Stellar Blade a sexist game, all for daring to have an extremely attractive woman lead, saying things like, this game is for men who love to beat their wives, just insane shit. Despite all of that, Stellar Blade became a huge success. They held firm, stay true to their vision, and in my opinion, served as the turning point that these mainstream corporate outlets, activist groups like Sweet Baby Inc. don't hold any power anymore. Because even after a year of its release, when it finally got on Steam, the peak player count nearly reached 200,000 players, and to me that's absolutely amazing. I was expecting like 30 to 40,000 at most. And it goes to show, if you can withstand all the rocks being thrown at you in the beginning, you'll reap the rewards for not bending the knee and instead giving fans what they actually want. Which also leads to my next point. Distinguishing between categories of fans, knowing which ones to attract and which ones to filter out. For example,
do you think the character model was actually like very distracting in not a good way? Because like with the camera angles chosen, it just felt like this game seems like a game that came out in like 002 in terms of its, like character design. It's like a bit old and not flattering, I don't think, for a modern audience. In comparison to something like Forspoken.
What an idiot!
Seeing how the exact opposite occurred with both games, this is someone you should never aim to please. And also something Kei Udana, the Gachi Akira author, is currently learning at the moment, with some saying she has adopted the deranged fans from MHA, My Hero Academia, who have all gravitated towards her work of Gachi Akira, trying to claim her as being non-binary, which she had to cleverly debunk that. Why these people are now applying headcanon to real people shows how deranged these people are, stating at times he isn't transgender, having to clear that up, having to apologize to the IOF, identity obsessed fans, who you should definitely stay clear of because the stage play of Gachi Akira in Japan didn't meet their standards. And even when stating it's out of her hands and given a reasonable explanation, these same so-called fans called her a bitch, racist, just some of the most nasty shit. Check out my video on this where I go into detail discussing that whole fiasco. To where now she had to make a statement addressing specifically her English-speaking fans, which just fuels my point in a previous video. Modern Western fans are too immature for anime and manga. I previously asked people not to turn the cover design into a template, yet some are still doing it. Comments like Gachi Akira is only popular because of Gachi Akira OCs, or are you denying our creativity, are missing the point. Please understand the boundary between fan works and the official material. I'm using a translation app. And to this, the responses went something like, never seen a mangaka hate their own fan base this much. This bitch sucks so much, bro. I hate that Gachi Akira is so good. LMFAO, oh. Nothing about this moron is appealing, just an absolute dredge of a person. Fantastic artist though. I get what she means, but it feels like anytime anyone does anything in the Gachi fandom, Udana responds very angrily, and I feel like she's having problems with the wrong things in the fandom, maybe directing her voice in the wrong direction. And there's many more where that came from, which I felt compelled to say something. Careful of the type of fans you attract. There are those who have the innate sense of respect for the author's work, knowing what boundaries not to cross. It's a relationship of trust between fan and creator that's built out of mature admiration. Then there are those who need to be told what not to do like children, even though it should be self-evident. Then will lash out at you and consider you disrespectful for stating what lines not to cross, feeling more entitled to your work than you yourself. It sucks, but in today's era, new and upcoming creators will have to distinguish between the two to keep the integrity of what they create intact, which is why I agree with this post. They're going to make one of the few manga author illustrators who is so openly direct with their audience like that, and who doesn't prefer to stay hidden behind anonymity of a mask or drawing, starting to despise their fandom for acting like total subnormal idiots with zero reading comprehension. I also recently came across a thread including the independent creator Mugen Lord, shout out to him, with him stating, as a comic creator myself, I don't answer to black, woke, or anti-woke crowd. I create what I want on my own terms. You can't please everyone. Some say my female characters are too safe, others say it's too sexualized. And then some black people say my black characters don't look like them, which means they aren't black enough. You're never going to win with those people, which I state all the time. Trying to appease the IOF, identity obsessed fan, is like trying to fill a bottomless pit. It's a thankless task and drains you of all creativity in the end. And to this, he had responses like, these characters do look white passing or Japanese, lol. Look at your nose, then look at the noses of each of your characters. They literally don't have any black features. There's nothing about this depiction that denotes blackness in my opinion. She could easily be Hindu, Indian, or a well-tanned white woman, which I'm against neither, but black representation should actually be represented. Otherwise, what's the point? To which Mugen responded, I'm the creator and I said she is a black woman. And again, white people or Indian people don't look like this in real life either. It's fiction, which really showcases the IOF well. This type of person always feels more entitled to your work than you yourself. And thankfully, Mugen being independent, he doesn't have to feel pressure from a major studio to appease this type of mindset and can easily filter them out of his fan base.
This is the artistic style that I wanted to go with and stuff like that. And he said, I'm just saying, brother, no offense or anything like that. I'm just saying that, there's, you understand how much more money you could be making, if you can, if you create your characters to represent us. You don't know how many black children would love stuff like this. You'll be just money just be flying off the table. You know, your books be just flying off the table if they look like us and stuff like that. But I said, but this is my art style. This is the art style that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna rock with my stuff, you're gonna rock with my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't need so I have to be white to connect with Peter Parker. I gotta be white to connect with Wolverine. Like, come on, let's make this make sense here. So I don't get enjoyment. I can't relate to any of these characters because they don't look like me. Why a character has to look like me for me to want to or to connect with these characters? It's shallow as fuck. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Which should be noted, the IOF lacks sense, consistency, and only care about one thing, representation, which will never be enough as the goalposts will always be moved. And you know how certain content creators, after having an influx of new followers, some will make a list of beliefs they stand for to filter out any nuisance followers to not deal with the headaches they might bring later? It sucks, but it seems creators will have to do the same as well, to filter out toxic fans that ruin the experience for everyone else. And not in regards to politics, but simple stuff like Tamaki fan service is necessary. That alone will filter out people you don't want. And it's a shame because it used to be you could remain neutral on certain things and just focus on creating, but nowadays staying neutral is considered evil itself, just ask Emiru. Or people will try to co-opt you as a creator, forcing labels onto you that you yourself never did, just ask K Udana. Then get mad when you don't act accordingly, which turns into violence very quickly, death threats. This is the result of everything being over politicized nowadays, ODing on politics, to where it has fried people's brains, taking an extreme position in every direction. I just want creativity to thrive because I enjoy creative works from many creative people. I hate how so many IPs and franchises I grew up with have been destroyed. So much potential just burned away because non-fans were put in charge and only see these properties as tools and not something to be preserved or cherished. Either OG classic creators caught the politically correct bug that destroyed whatever creativity they had left, or they were pushed out for not playing ball with the agenda, which is why it would have to be new upcoming creators, new studios on the rise to restore entertainment, the value of escapism and artistic integrity. People who haven't been ideologically captured, just wanting to make something fun for fans. It won't happen overnight, I understand that, but how I look at it, it's almost like the anime orb on the movements of the earth, how there will always be a few people that change the course of the world little by little within their generation, all in the pursuit of truth, no matter the trials and tribulations they were being met with, until one day the simplest of actions that could have been easily looked over led to the most dramatic and positive change shaping the world for the better. That's the role of the creative, and I want that to be realized, and that's what these videos are for. But that's all I have for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Shout out to Naiji for sending me this tweet that's going viral displaying what the non-fan looks like. This request might not make any sense, but what anime do you recommend to someone who hates anime? That someone is me. I can't stand most anime tropes and how they pander to fan service crazed high schoolers. Give me stuff that feels very much like its own thing. And this is a perfect example of someone who should never be considered, catered to, or aimed to please. They will be the death of whatever you create, destroying the pure fandom you've garnered, and when what you have built has burned down, they'll just hop on to the next fandom to ride out, with no concern, just casually moving about destroying fandoms one at a time. Which way, creator? Also, if you haven't checked out my music, links in the description. If you love those Samurai Champloo lo-fi mellow boom bap vibes, then my music is definitely for you. And if you want to support me and the content I create, consider joining my channel, becoming a member. It's much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Free think. Peace.